Welcome back to Retrospective Rewinds, your portal to the past reimagined. Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey into an alternate reality where history took an unexpected turn. Don't forget to hit the like button, share with fellow history enthusiasts, and subscribe for more content as we unravel the rich tapestry of a world that never was but could have been. In a world where Rome harnesses steam, the might of the ancients melds with industrial power. Gladiators and gears, senators and smokestacks, this is the Rome that could have been. Venture into an empire of iron and intrigue, where legions march to the steam drum's beat and the Colosseum roars with new life. Empire of Steam beckons. Will you witness the revolution that history never knew? Chapter 1. The Fires of Vulcan. In the heart of Rome, where the clang of metal and the roar of the crowd reign, an ember of change is about to ignite. The story begins in the sooty abode of Gaius Flavius, a blacksmith known more for his ale consumption than his craftsmanship. Yet fate, with its ironic sense of humor, chooses him to spark the revolution. A chance combination of water, fire, and metal gives birth to a contraption that harnesses steam with raw, untempered power. The Senate, a mosaic of ambition and intrigue, quickly sees the potential in this new power. Through whispers in marbled halls, they debate the blacksmith's fate, some seeing him as a tool, others a threat. Ultimately, they extend the olive branch of patronage, funding Gaius's work in exchange for control over his invention. The blacksmith's forge becomes an industrious hub, birthing devices that promise to elevate Rome's glory to divine heights. As the new technology spreads like wildfire, it reaches the far corners of the empire, igniting a renaissance of progress. Our narrative delves into the lives touched by this phenomenon, the centurion who marvels at the sight of steam-powered siege engines, the merchant whose goods now travel at unprecedented speeds, and the mother who cooks over a steam-heated stove. Each thread weaves into the fabric of a society on the cusp of transformation. Chapter 2. Iron and Empire. The second chapter leads us down the cobblestone streets of Rome, now lined with pipes and pistons. The great Roman rail, a marvel of engineering and ambition, stretches its iron tendrils across the empire. The Senate, once skeptical, now basks in the glory of their foresight, funding the construction of railways to deploy legions with speed unseen by any predecessor. Warfare, too, has evolved. The legionnaires stand beside hulking constructs of iron and steam, catapults and ballistae reimagined by Vulcan's blessing. We follow a young engineer, Lucius, as he unveils his creation, a steam-powered behemoth that could change the tide of battle. His story intertwines with that of the Empire, a symbol of Rome's unyielding drive for supremacy. But not all are pleased. The rapid change breeds discontent among the plebeians. They see the riches of progress flowing upward, leaving them behind. Our narrative watches as the streets become a stage for protest, the commoners demanding their share of the steam-driven prosperity. The chapter closes on a precipice, the empire at a crossroads between equity and revolution. Chapter 3. The Colossus of Rhodes. Our saga continues with the dust settling on new roads, the arteries of the empire pulsating with the lifeblood of trade and travel. The Roman road system, a wonder of the ancient world, has been reborn, now accommodating the steam carriages and engines that carry goods and messages at speeds that Mercury himself would envy. The Silk Steam Route comes alive, a bustling vein of commerce that draws the distant east closer to the heart of Rome. Along this route, we meet Elias, a merchant who has seen his fortunes rise with the steam. His caravans carry silk and spices, and with them, ideas that spark a cultural renaissance. In the Senate, the factions draw lines not on maps, but on ideologies. The chapter examines the geopolitical impact of Rome's expanded reach, the negotiations held over steam-powered tables, and the shifting allegiances. The Colossus of Rhodes is not just a tale of construction, but of connection, of a Rome that becomes the center of a world ever more interlinked. Chapter 4. The Gears of Politics. The gears of politics grind slowly, but but the introduction of steam power has oiled the mechanisms of debate and decision. The Senate is divided, with traditionalists decrying the loss of old ways and progressives heralding the dawn of a new era. We observe as senators engage in heated rhetoric, their words as sharp as gladi, their motives as shrouded as a misty morning in the Roman Forum. Amidst this tumult, the plebeian uprising takes form. The commoners, led by a charismatic speaker, demand their voice be heard. They do not seek to dismantle the progress, but to share in its fruits. Our tale takes us into the heart of the conflict, where blood and oil may mix if a resolution is not found. And within the Colosseum, where lions once roared, now steam-powered contraptions entertain the masses. It is here that Cicero, the voice of reason, calls for balance. The chapter concludes with a society on the brink, as the power of steam challenges the power of tradition. Chapter 5, Pax Vaporis. In the fifth act of our epic, Rome basks in the warmth of Pax Vaporis, a peace forged from iron and steam. The empire has never been wealthier, the granaries never fuller. Yet, with great power comes great responsibility, and the Senate now faces the challenge of governing an empire supercharged by technology. On the borders, steam-powered machines stand sentinel, a deterrent to any who would challenge Roman might. Yet, within these borders, the seeds of discontent grow in the shadow of progress. The Senate, now swayed by industrial barons, must navigate the new landscape of power where wealth is measured in coal and iron. Our narrative focuses on the transformation of society, how the plebeians find new work in the industria, how the patricians trade in stocks of steam companies, and how the legions march to the rhythm of pistons. Pax Vaporis is not merely a piece of absence of war, but of the presence of prosperity, a delicate balance that Rome must maintain. Chapter 6, The Servants of Hephaestus. As the dawn rises on a new chapter, the society of Rome is in flux. The once omnipresent force of slavery dwindles as machines of steam and gear take up the toil. Freedmen walk the streets, their shackles broken, but their futures uncertain in this brave new world. Guilds rise in prominence, their members the keepers of arcane knowledge, the machinists and engineers who hold the keys to Rome's progress. We follow the story of one such guild, its members at the forefront of a societal shift, advocating for rights and recognition in the industrial age. The scholars of Rome, too, find their place in this era of machines. The Academy of Mechanica becomes the new epicenter of learning, where the brightest minds unravel the mysteries of steam and cog. Yet, for every advancement, there is a shadow. The pollution that darkens the Tiber, the accidents that claim lives in the industria. Chapter 7, The Aqueducts of Innovation. The seventh chapter immerses us in the convergence of ancient mastery with New Age technology. The Roman aqueducts, long-standing monuments to the empire's ingenuity, are now repurposed to serve the needs of the industrial age. Through the steam-forged pipes, water not only flows into the city, but powers the myriad machines that keep the metropolis thriving. Public life is transformed with steam-heated baths, becoming the hub of social life, their waters warmed by the breath of industry. In this chapter, we explore the implications of such luxuries on Roman society and culture, how they facilitate a new era of cleanliness and health, previously unknown to even the wealthiest patricians. However, progress is a double-edged sword. The environmental impacts of unchecked industrialization begin to rear their ugly heads. The skies darken with soot, and the once crystal Tiber now carries the taint of progress. A group of philosophers and naturalists raise the alarm, urging the Senate to see beyond the immediate gains and consider the future of Rome's children. Chapter 8, The Legion Transformed. The narrative then shifts to the might of Rome, the legions, now standing at the forefront of military innovation. Steam has revolutionized not just their equipment, but their very essence. We witness the introduction of steam-powered automata standing in the ranks, their metal frames gleaming in the sun as they march in perfect unison. This chapter delves into the heart of military strategy, reshaped by the advent of mechanized warriors. We follow a seasoned centurion, Marcus, as he grapples with the changing face of war, a battle not just against flesh and blood, but against steel and steam. The Praetorian Guard, the protectors of the Emperor, adapt to these changes, incorporating advanced steam-powered armor and weapons to defend the heart of Rome. The chapter ends with a profound ethical question posed by a group of senators and philosophers. In the relentless pursuit of military supremacy, has Rome sacrificed the human element of its soul? Chapter 9. Steam Across the Sea. Our saga sails forth to the seas, where Roman ingenuity has birthed the world's first steam-powered navy. The might of Rome now extends beyond the horizon, with ships that cut through waves like Jupiter's bolts. These new vessels ensure the empire's grasp over the Mediterranean is unchallenged, the Mare Nostrum in truth as well as name. The chapter follows an ambitious expedition to the shores of Britannia, where steam technology begins to blend with local customs, giving rise to a unique provincial culture that is neither wholly Roman nor entirely native. Across the sea to the south, the Phoenix of Carthage rises, not as an adversary, but as a partner in progress, its workshops and harbors bustling with Roman steam tech. The chapter closes with the launching of an unprecedented oceanic exploration, driven by the desire to see what lies beyond the Pillars of Hercules, fueled by steam and Roman curiosity. Chapter 10. The Iron Caesar. The 10th chapter introduces us to the Iron Caesar, an emperor whose rule is synonymous with the age of steam. His ascent to power marked a turning point for the empire, as he envisions a Rome where technology and tradition are intertwined, where the Senate and the Industria collaborate to bring about a golden age. Legislation is passed to ensure the ethical use of steam tech, balancing progress with preservation. The Iron Caesar's edict seeks to propel Rome forward while keeping the core values of the Republic intact. But not all see the Iron Caesar's vision as a boon. A faction within the Senate, led by a charismatic and traditional senator, begins to rally against the mechanization of Rome, fearing the loss of what it means to be truly Roman. The chapter concludes with a tension-filled Senate meeting where the future of the empire hangs in the balance, the outcome uncertain. Chapter 11. The Age of Machines. In this chapter, we take a closer look at the daily lives of the Roman citizens, now deeply entwined with the steam-powered contraptions that have become as commonplace as the toga. The Roman skyline is changing. Where there were once temples and forums, now rise smokestacks and industria. We follow the life of a young boy, Titus, born into this age of machines, witnessing the wonder and the cost through his innocent eyes. As he grows, so does his understanding of the delicate dance between man and machine. Yet, beneath the sheen of progress lurk the shadows of industrialization, factories that chew through human and natural resources alike, leaving a trail of pollution and peril. The arts, too, have transformed, with poets lamenting the smoggy skies and sculptors chiseling statues of gods with gears for limbs. Chapter 12. Echoes of Empire. The final chapter looks both backward and forward, reflecting on the indelible mark left by the Roman Industrial Revolution. Historians of a different era ponder the what-ifs, debating how the world would have been reshaped had steam not risen from the heart of Rome. We explore alternative histories, where other civilizations have taken different paths due to Roman influence or in defiance of it. The chapter delves into the legacy of Roman technology as archaeologists uncover ancient steam engines and scholars decode the steam scrolls, ancient texts that hold the secrets of Rome's mechanical might.